She's not even top 15, so why is Nike betting millions on her? A 21-year-old who has never won a Grand Slam just got flown to Nike's global headquarters for a personal welcome ceremony. She has her own signature shirt, her own $140 dress, her own spot in Nike's biggest ad push of the year, and she is currently ranked outside the top 15 in the world. Meanwhile, players who have been grinding in the top 10 for years, women with actual major titles on their resumes, are watching this happen from the outside. No signature merch, no custom flowers stitched into their gear, no personal invitation to Oregon. Something does not add up. Either Nike has made one of the strangest miscalculations in modern sports marketing, or Nike knows something the rest of us are only just starting to figure out. Her name is Alex Eala, and by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why one of the biggest sportswear companies on the planet decided she was worth the bet, before she had even won a single tour-level title. Stick around for this. Here's what makes this story worth your full attention. This is not a simple underdog gets lucky story. This is a 2-year paper trail, hair ties, magazine covers, corporate headquarters visits, rain-delayed finals, heartbreaking losses, and one country of over 100 million people watching every single step. And near the end of this video, we're going to lay out exactly what has to happen at Flushing Meadows this year for Nike's bet to pay off completely, and what happens to that bet if it doesn't. If you're into the business side of sports, how brands actually pick their next star before the rest of us notice, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe now because we're about to break down every single piece of this puzzle in order, and there are some details near the end that most tennis coverage has completely missed. Who is Alex Eala? Really? Before we get into the marketing, let's ground this in the actual tennis, because the tennis is what makes the marketing make sense. Alexandra Maniego Eala was born in Quezon City, Philippines, in May 2005. She turned professional in March 2020, a left-handed player with a two-handed backhand, and she spent years grinding through the lower levels of the sport most fans never see. ITF Futures events, small money tournaments in places like Vitoria-Gasteiz, Spain, chasing ranking points 100 at a time. In 2022, she became the first Filipino player, male or female, to win a junior Grand Slam singles title, taking the US Open Juniors crown. That was the first signal. Filipino tennis fans noticed. Nike, which had already put her on their books as a junior prospect, noticed too. But the real breakout came in 2025. Eala entered that season ranked all the way down at number 140 in the world. Within months she had climbed to a career high in the 50s and 60s, made her Grand Slam main draw debuts at both the French Open and Wimbledon, and reached the semifinals of a WTA 1000 event in Miami. A tournament with a champions list that includes Martina Navratilova, Chris Evert, Steffi Graf, and Serena Williams. On her way to that semifinal, she beat former Grand Slam champion Jelena Ostapenko, reigning Australian Open champion Madison Keys, and the win that actually made headlines around the world, 6-time major champion and former world number 1 Iga Swiatek. Let that sink in. A player who started the year outside the top 100 beat one of the most dominant women in tennis history, live on court in front of a global audience. That is not manufactured hype. That is a real result. The Wimbledon moment nobody was ready for. A few weeks after Miami, Eala made her Wimbledon debut, the first Filipino woman ever to play the main draw at the All England Club. She opened on center court against former Grand Slam champion Barbara Krejcikova. Before that match, Nike gave her something small but symbolic, a hair tie designed around the sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines, packed in a white box lined with a miniature tennis court. Nike confirmed the piece was made exclusively for her. It was never for sale. That is worth pausing on. Brands do not usually manufacture one-of-a-kind, nation-specific accessories for athletes who are still building their resume. That is the kind of gesture normally reserved for a company's biggest names. It was a quiet signal but a real one, and it landed. The gift went viral across Filipino social media within hours. The cover that turned heads. Then came August 2025. Eala appeared on the cover of Vogue Philippines, photographed by Mark Nickdow, wearing Nike's pleated tracksuit and a custom Nike by You shirt built around the same sampaguita design. In the accompanying interview, she talked about her rise from world number 140 to a career best ranking in under a year, about becoming the first Filipino woman to crack the WTA Top 100, and about carrying her country's flag onto some of the biggest stages in the sport. The shirt she wore on that cover was not just a styling choice. It went on to become an actual retail product. The Nike by You in Full Bloom collection, designed by Manila-based artist Georgina Camus, and it reportedly sold out fast in the Philippines. A magazine cover turning directly into a commercial product line is not something that happens by accident. Someone at Nike coordinated that rollout on purpose. Days after that cover story broke, the 2025 US Open began, and Eala opened her tournament with one of the most dramatic wins of the year, a 3-set battle against 14th seed Clara Tauson of Denmark that she closed out 7-6 in a tiebreak that went all the way to 13-11. It made her the first Filipino tennis player, man or woman, to win a match in a Grand Slam main draw during the Open era. Her run ended 2 rounds later, a straight sets loss to Spain's Cristina Buxa. Afterward, she posted a short message thanking fans, writing that she had never in her life felt so loved on a tennis court. That loss mattered too, and we'll come back to why in a minute. The Oregon trip. Fast forward to February 2026. Ahead of a West Coast swing through Indian Wells and Miami, Eala, by then an established Nike global ambassador, stopped at Nike's world headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. Nike's corporate account posted a welcome message in Filipino, thanking her for the visit. To anyone outside the Philippines, that might read as a routine sponsor photo op. To the Filipino fanbase who had been tracking every one of these small gestures for a year, it read as something closer to a coronation. A company does not usually greet an athlete in her home language on its main corporate account unless it is deliberately signaling how much it values that athlete and that market. Washington, the title that changed the math. Here is where the story stops being just a marketing narrative and becomes a genuine sports story. In August 2026, Eala arrived at the Mubadala DC Open ranked 28th in the world. Over the course of the week, she beat a string of established names, including 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, and reached her first WTA 500 final against the tournament's top seed, world number 3 Jessica Pegula. The final itself was chaos. It started on a Sunday and got suspended by heavy rain and lightning, with Pegula leading by a set and up a break in the second. When it resumed the next day, Eala flipped the entire match. She took the second set, then delivered a bagel in the third, winning it 6-0 and closing out the biggest win of her career, 4-6, 6-4, 6-0. It made her the first player from the Philippines, ever, to win a WTA Tour-level singles title. Pegula, gracious in defeat, told Eala at the trophy ceremony how far she'd seen her come, and how much her fans meant to the moment. That win guaranteed Eala a debut inside the WTA Top 20 for the first time in her career. It is also, not coincidentally, the exact moment Nike's marketing machine shifted into a completely different gear. Reading the kit. A little over 2 weeks after that Washington title, Nike unveiled Eala's official 2026 US Open kit. A royal blue dress with mesh side and back panels, white and black trim, and matching wristbands, priced at $140. The blue and white color story deliberately echoes the colors worn by Philippine national teams across multiple sports. Printed inside the kit are 2 phrases in Filipino: Kung may itinanim may anahin. As you sow, so shall you reap, and kapag lumago, hindi na hihinto, never stop flourishing. Alongside the dress, Nike released something even more personal: Eala's first ever signature shirt, a black tee with a floral design and her name in script across the back, next to the swoosh in Nike's "Just Do It" slogan. This is worth being precise about. Nike has not made her a full signature athlete on the level of its very top global stars. What it has done is build a growing, deliberate capsule around her, piece by piece, over 18 months, each drop bigger than the last. One of the 2 shirts reportedly sold out within a day of release. She will wear all of this for the first time at an exhibition event called Stars of the Open on August 27th, sharing the court with a group of the sport's rising names: Iva Jovic, Marta Kostyuk, Joao Fonseca, Lerner Tien, Alex Mickelson, Arthur Fils, and Amanda Anisimova, before the US Open itself begins on August 30th. Why this is bigger than one athlete? Step back from the individual moments for a second, because there's a bigger pattern underneath all of them. For decades, the biggest marketing dollars in tennis have flowed toward American, European, and East Asian stars: Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, Naomi Osaka. Southeast Asia, a region of well over 500 million people with some of the fastest-growing sneaker and streetwear markets on the planet, has essentially never had a global tennis face of its own. The Philippines alone is a nation of more than 100 million people with a passionate, digitally connected sports fan base, the kind of market any global brand would want a foothold in. That is the piece a lot of casual sports fans miss. Nike's investment in Eala is not just about one talented 21-year-old. It's about being first into a market nobody else in tennis marketing has seriously claimed yet. Every hair tie, every magazine cover, every custom shirt is Nike laying claim to that relationship before a competitor gets there first. It hasn't been a straight line up. Now here's the part a lot of the hype coverage conveniently leaves out, and it's important because it's what makes this story honest instead of just a highlight reel. Eala's rise has not been smooth. After that breakout in 2025, her ranking actually dipped through parts of 2026 before climbing again. She touched a career high of number 29 in March 2026, then slid back to number 37 by late May, before the Washington title reset everything and pushed her to a new career high around number 20 in August. In her only tour-level final before Washington, at Eastbourne, she held 4 championship points and could not convert a single one, losing to Maya Joint. At the 2025 US Open, the tournament Nike has now built an entire campaign around, she lost in the second round. This matters because it tells you Nike didn't bet on a sure thing. It bet on a pattern. Talent plus resilience plus a fan base that shows up no matter what, and it kept doubling down through the losses, not just the wins. That is either very smart brand building or a very expensive gamble that simply hasn't finished playing out yet. Both can be true at the same time. What happens now? So here is where it stands heading into Flushing Meadows. Eala is a career-high world number 20, with some live rankings trackers already placing her as high as 18. She's coming off her first tour-level title, a deep run to the 4th round at Wimbledon that included a win over defending champion Iga Swiatek, and 18 months of steadily escalating Nike investment behind her, culminating in her own signature merchandise line for the first time in her career. Tennis analysts covering the tour have started saying openly that if she has a strong tournament in New York, a place inside the world's top 10 by the end of the year is realistically within reach. That single sentence is the whole bet, laid bare. Nike isn't just selling a dress and a shirt. It's positioning itself to already own the relationship with whoever the Philippines' first true tennis superstar turns out to be, before the rest of the sponsorship world catches up and starts a bidding war. The question worth arguing about. So here's what we want to know from you. Do you think Nike is investing in Alex Eala because she has already proven she's a genuine top-tier talent? Or do you think this is a brand actively building a superstar in real time, betting on the story before the results have fully caught up? Put your prediction in the comments and be specific. Where do you think Eala finishes the year in the rankings? Inside the top 10? Holding steady around 15 to 20? Or does the pressure of carrying an entire marketing campaign on her shoulders at a home turf Grand Slam become too much? If you want to see whether this bet pays off, subscribe now because we are going to track every match, every merch drop, and every headline on the road through Flushing Meadows. And when the story resolves one way or the other, you'll be the first to know exactly how it played out.